el trabajo que hemos realizado mis compañeros y yo enfocado al uso de Internet en el ámbito académico. La aparición de Internet propicia que se deje atrás la educación memorística al enfatizar que se debe fomentar una labor de investigación real y rigurosa. Muchas veces los alumnos, a la hora de realizar su tarea, descargan de Internet la información, la pegan y la entregan al profesor sin reflexionar ni elaborar el trabajo. Se trata de evitar un proceso mecánico y elaborar los contenidos para mejorar los resultados. Los estudiantes han dejado de acudir a las bibliotecas, ya que la información que ahí tenían en horas o incluso días la pueden conseguir fácilmente desde su casa en unos minutos o segundos en Internet. Sin más, le paso a mi compañero Javier.
Bueno, nuestro trabajo principalmente se ha centrado en cómo las administraciones públicas fomentan el uso inteligente de Internet. Y hemos encontrado que la mayoría de las administraciones se centran en la gente mayor y en las poblaciones rurales, lo que nos ha parecido inapropiado, ya que debería centrarse en la gente joven y en las zonas urbanas donde hay mayor conexión a Internet. Y bueno, a continuación mis compañeros Jorge y Miguel expondrán nuestro trabajo.
The intelligent use of Internet includes the investigation and accurate selection of contents. Its aim is for the students to direct their study in the proper use of electronic technology. The result of browsing with better criteria is securing information of quality in order to obtain a better knowledge and understanding of the objectives which have been presented. Some teachers ask information to their pupils, neither offering basic instructions to access Internet, nor selecting what is actually relevant and important. An example of this is students of primary and secondary, who have to carry out some schoolwork. They simply connect to Internet, download a biography or a photography by means of a copy, paste, and then finally hand it in. When Internet came out, it caused huge changes in the teaching and learning methods. It even brings about the neglect of the memory skills by highlighting the promotion of an intense labor of actual and accurate investigation. The aim is to avoid the mechanical process since, due to the great quantity of information contained in the net, it is absolutely essential to be able to develop the content in order to obtain major and better reasoning. Teachers and students should direct their efforts on developing the mental capacities which will enable them to properly understand the information and as a result develop it in a significant way. The inaccurate use of the network has a negative impact as it shows that this phenomenon is more common in large cities due to the access of technological innovation of the new generation, which it even affects the household privacy. The use of the Internet has exceeded our daily life, and it is everywhere with such technology that is being developed in every human activity in an unprecedented way. The research of information in libraries does not require hours, days, or weeks, but with a simple database, thousands of registers and documents can be recovered in just a few seconds. Nevertheless, the contents that are offered by Internet are not 100% reliable, and the user must consider the sources of information, apart from classifying and gathering information of quality. Therefore, the user must identify the institution or author that creates information. Despite the fact that the net can be really useful as a means of communication and entertainment, regarding academic tasks, we are not giving the deserved value to it. We have searched the initiatives that are being developed in the field of the intelligent use of Internet in our region. During 2010, several courses dealing with the intelligent use of Internet took place in civic, social, and cultural centers. Their common characteristic was that they were particularly aimed at the rural population and adult people. Then, in those courses, a series of norms were taught so as to safely browse through the net. Also, the resources offered by the electronic administration. Moreover, how the bank through Internet works, and finally, how to look up information and make a good use of the new technologies. It lasted 40 hours, and was part of the program Iniciate from the Regional Industry Ministry. The attendance for most of the courses was part-time. Other courses have been given in the program Conectados and are particularly aimed at women. The characteristics of these courses are as it follows. Attendance was necessary. They were free of payment, and they were specially developed in rural groups. More than 70 took place during 2010. This program is funded by the Family and Equal Opportunities Ministry from La Junta de Castilla y León. Therefore, after having searched the courses that took place last year, 2010, in the Comunidad Autónoma de Castilla y León in Spain, we have found out that only the public administration has taken care of the intelligent use of Internet. We also infer from the result that it seems to be a problem which only affects rural areas. Or at least this shows the interest in giving these courses outside in urban areas. In the third place, it seems interesting to take part in the intelligent use of Internet for adults.
Bearing in mind these three characteristics that the course are having today, our aim being the intelligent use of the net, we propose a new approach which adapts better to our current necessities and problems. It is really necessary to aim at young people since they are less prepared to make the most of it. We should focus on the urban cities, where we find the great majority of this type of people, as well as the greatest number of connections to Internet. It would be recommendable to favor this civil initiative so as to increase the offer of these courses and gain in versatility and innovation. Therefore, we propose a new training activity which takes on the challenge which young cybernaut surfer face. These courses must be, in the first place, attractive places for young people. The courses should ideally fit in their spare time, and it should be their initiative to choose them. Nowadays, having part-time in most schools, many youngsters have long hours of free time and do not know what to do with it. It is obvious that young people are hooked with all sorts of machines, mobile phones, computers, consoles, and so on. So that most of their spare times goes there. Thus, to address an activity of these characteristics would fit very well. The courses would be both appealing and formative. A lot of training in this field is necessary. It is a question of helping them make a Christian use of it, instead of all this sort of abuse, especially with Internet. That is, teaching them the huge possibilities that this means can offer, and turn the passive users that look like containers into active creators. For many families, having their children hooked is a problem for the risk in the personal learning process, as well as the time consuming which is removed from their time of study, and finally, because they are isolated from the rest of boys and girls of the same age. As a matter of fact, in this sort of activity they will meet with many other youngsters who are delighted with the new technologies and who admire other creative youngsters who have succeeded with inventions that improve mankind. This activity is a healthy alternative which is beneficial for the families. We socialize the technological use and we contribute to the professional training. For these headphones and thumb generations, this activity would lessen the selfish use of the new technologies. Moreover, we would encourage the use of it as a means of communication and not of isolation. In this sense, many youngsters could carry out a service to society, especially those in most need. For this reason, we want to ensure that these headphones serve for listening to those who are more distant, and the thumbs for gesturing a well-done service. The content of the activity will depend on the user's age. Overall, we would propose 4 courses. In the first one, for children aged between 10 and 11. They would receive very technical training, such as web design, graphic design, English, multimedia, and so on. In the second course, aimed at children between 12 and 13 years old, we would put into practice their already learned skill, for example, through the illustration of comics. In the third group, for children aged between 14 and 15, we would encourage the elaboration of contents. With writing in the web, sports communication, hanging their own videos, music albums, and so on. And finally, for the 16 years old onwards, there would be a sort of lab of ideas for the technological project and its goal life.
Yes, we don't criticize at all libraries or internet. We just talk about the intelligent use of it, and especially looking who publishes that information.
We're not talking about books on internet.
The problem we talk about the problem of internet is that some people publish false information, which can be a problem. And we talk about training people to know how to find good and bad information.